After a private Zoom meeting with Pfizer Monday night, today the CDC and FDA say there's still not enough evidence Americans need a booster. The nation's struggling to get 98 million Americans their first shot, much less their third. And now there's growing concern over protecting the 28 million school-age kids under 12 who are still likely months away from qualifying for a vaccine before heading back to campus.
If you're not vaccinated, I do prefer that they wear masks.
Parents say they're frustrated by the conflicting messages and lack of planning. The CDC says any student not vaccinated needs a mask at school, but most states have no uniform plan to require them. Of the 25 million children old enough for vaccination, roughly a third are fully inoculated. Any outbreaks could lead to closures.
There doesn't seem to be any planning being done right now, and that we're just setting ourselves up for failure for another chaotic school year.
With nearly 20,000 new COVID infections reported in children last week, the state health officer in Mississippi says 10 children there are currently on life support because of the Delta variant. Clusters of cases at summer camp are fueling new worry. When school returns, there could be a fall surge.
The threat is incredibly real, and we're already seeing surges in parts of the country where there are high pockets of unvaccinated people. Add to that an in-person school attendance of primarily unvaccinated children, and you have an opportunity for these surges in hotspots.
As Delta forces some hospitals to reopen COVID wards, cases are on the rise again in 27 states. After outbreaks in rural and mostly unvaccinated communities, a troubling number of infections are now being detected in cities like St. Louis, New York, and Los Angeles. Tonight, an evolving virus with an emerging threat, just as the youngest unprotected Americans get ready to return to the classroom.
Miguel, you said for kids who qualify, more than 60% aren't vaccinated. I'm thinking through the calendar here. There's not a lot of time before school.
You're right, Lester. It takes about 5 weeks to become fully vaccinated, and that's exactly when children start returning to school. So for parents who want to get their children inoculated before the start of the school year, now is the time to act.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.